Greetings, and welcome to an extra spooky edition of Just Joshin' Around. This week we're going to craft an artifact of untamed power, the Shadow Box. First developed by the ancient Persians in the year 600 BC, the Shadow Box has long been utilized as a vessel to house the souls of your enemies. Okay, cut. What? What's wrong? All of it. I mean, where are you getting that? Any of it? Well, I'm sorry. Maybe if my producer actually did his job and would do some research into what a shadow box actually is. Well, maybe if you actually paid your producer. Oh, maybe if you did your job. Well, I thought a master woodworker would at least know what a simple shadow box is. Are you kidding me? I'm the talent. That's not my job to know things, it's yours. Really? I am a figment of your imagination, pal. You literally know everything that I do. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Roll the intro. Yeah. So, okay, in reality, a shadow box isn't really a vessel to hold the souls of your enemies. It's actually a display box that you can put little knickknacks or pictures or whatnot inside. And typically, a shadow box has a piece of glass in the front, but this one's not going to. For the frame, I'm using this laminated wood. This wood species is mainly beech, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple other varieties in there too. My in-laws were kind enough to pick up this stuff for me from Habitat for Humanity, actually. I actually have a whole stack of this stuff, so you're going to be seeing it in some future videos. It's great for these little projects because each piece is about 15 inches by about 10 inches. And I have a bunch of bigger pieces that are basically twice that size. I didn't really have any set design for this shadow box, I kind of just made it up as I went along. These sides of the box have a depth of about 2.5 inches. Each side piece is going to have a 45-degree cut on either end. This will give the four corners a nice miter cut appearance. I thought about doing finger joints for the corners, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. I don't have a dado stack yet, and I'm not sure if my table saw is capable of making that clean of a cut. As you can see here, I'm actually cutting this E out of some scrap Luan. I had originally planned on using the beech wood for the entire project, but I thought the wood was a little bit too thick and it would take up some of the depth of the box. Why an E, you may ask? Well, it's actually the beginning letter of my last name, and it's what my wife asked me to make. So that's why I'm doing an E. For the backing board of the box, I'm using Luan as well. In order to attach all of the sides together, I am ensuring a good square fit, applying some wood glue, clamping it into place, and installing some brad nails. And now I'm going to repeat the same process on the remaining 3 corners. I did actually try using my corner clamps for this as well, but I wasn't having very good luck with it. The pieces wanted to keep sliding apart, and then together, and then apart again, so I switched back over to using some regular clamp. But not this clamp because it wasn't holding this thing down properly. So I switched to a bigger clamp again. That's much better. Back to those corner clamps. I have 4 of them altogether, and I haven't really had good luck with them so far. And I think that's because of the application. I'm thinking they're probably better to be used on like a butt joint or finger joints, something like that. They just don't seem to work very well for me on these miter joints. But maybe that's me, who knows, I am not that experienced after all. For the backing board, I am just using the brad nailer to attach it. This wood is a little bit fickle. Some of the nails went right into place and some of them kind of didn't. Like the wood was a little bit harder or something. So I used the hammer and drove him in the rest of the way. And now you can see here that I'm using the palm sander to sand all of the exterior surfaces down nice and smooth. This is the first project that I've made with this wood, and I'm liking it a lot so far. And I'm looking forward to whatever projects might pop up in the future with this stuff. For all of the sides of the shadow box, I'm giving them a chamfered edge using the router. This always gives a much more professional feel and appearance to the final product. I gotta say, I'm still really loving these really cheap router bits that I got on Amazon. That's about the 4th time I've used this bit, and I'm not really having any problems with it so far. Now I'm just gonna sand off any remaining blemishes on the box. To get down inside the box, it's a little bit difficult to get that palm sander down in there. So I just gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I'm lightly sanding the E as well, paying special attention to all the edges. This Luan is not the finest quality wood, but it's serving the purpose pretty well. On the E, I simply applied 1 coat of the white paint and primer in 1. For the box itself, I'm using this dark walnut Danish oil stain. You've probably seen me use this stuff quite a bit before, and no surprise, it works really well. Not only does this stuff look really good, it actually protects the wood very well. In order to set the E into place properly, I didn't want it to sit flush on the back, so I printed out these spacers on my 3D printer. These will allow the E to be raised off the surface just a little bit, allowing that extra shadowy appearance to occur. I did print out 4 of these little spacers, but I ended up only using roughly 3. Each spacer was just a little bit too short by itself, so I split one in half and added that to the other spacers, and it was just the right size. All that's left to do is attach the E into place, and then the shadow box is pretty much done. Now, if you wanted to on your own, you could add some hanging hardware on the back, but ours is just going to sit on a shelf, so that's pretty much it. And there you have it, the shadow box is complete. These things are nice because you can customize them however you want. I made mine with an E because my last name. Wait, hey, why'd you bleep that? You don't need to bleep me saying. I don't care if people know my last name is. Really, dude, what the is wrong with you? Okay, man, you're making me sound like I'm swearing. I'm not swearing. Okay, stop with me. Come on, man. I just want to finish the ending. Oh, you're really, really mature. Oh, yeah. Oh.